Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete, and boy, oh boy, do I have one bad mamma jamma for you. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2020 Mercedes AMG GT R. But before we get into this bumped up bi-turbo V8 powered rear-wheel drive performance car, let's talk about what's going on here. When you hear AMG and the word Mercedes, the name Mercedes, you know that that's going to be an up level, an improved, built upon level of horsepower, handling, drivability, and performance from Mercedes-Benz. Now, what's fascinating is that the AMG GT was already a barn burner, but AMG, being AMG, decided to bring it up a notch by adding the letter R, making this an AMG GT R. Now, what's fascinating is that you're going to get extra horsepower. You're going to get things like rear wheel steer and carbon fiber aero bits. But what I want to find out is, if you're looking for the best V8 powered, I mean, some would say supercar, definitely a sports car, that's for sure. Do you go this route, or do you go Corvette Z06, the C8 Z06? Let's go ahead, let's dive in our AMG GT R and find out. Right off the bat, the color. This is an actual real deal paint job. It's not a wrap, and it's called Green Hell Mango. And obviously the Green Hell is the nickname that was given to the Nürburgring, the Nordschleife, that amazing race course in Germany. Now, when you go to the front of the business, you're gonna see that extra width. And I'm telling you, this thing looks spectacular. Full LED daytime running lamps, headlights, and your turn signals. Down low, we have extra aero. Not only do we have functional corner air intakes with the wire mesh, but you also have these massive air curtains that are almost like an ice cream scooper. That's gonna scoop the air and direct it down the side of the vehicle. You can see the addition of the extra aero bits on the splitter. And then as we come across that low slung wide nose, what do we got going on? We have the optional silver aero with the Mercedes badge that actually lights up at night. Kind of cool to have that feature. You have your vertical slots with a little bit of silver, forward facing camera, and that AMG badge that Steven showed you over on the driver's side. Now you'll see just the extra width of this GT R and the extra wide openings, not only on the corners, but also in the center to help scoop gobs and gobs and gobs of air like a big shovel for all the heat exchangers. You have the addition of this gloss black lip extension because we're trying to stop air from going underneath the vehicle. That creates lift. We're trying to give it downforce. Now, as we rise up, that Green Hell Mango sparkles spectacularly in the St. Pete sun. Of course, you're gonna have a bulge with your body lines that head towards the windshield. You'll notice the two functional heat extractors. Cool air comes in, hot air goes out, because underneath we have a bi-turbo V8 with more than 500 horsepower. But it's interesting because you could call this a front engine sports car, performance car. It really is a mid-engine, a front mid-engine, because the engine sits behind the front wheels. Crazy how they were able to get that balance. Now, as we come around the bend, this one has some optional goodies. You're gonna see these optional forged aluminum wheels. Love the V-spoke design, little bit of kind of gold sprinkle. It's got like the Midas touch when it comes to the wheel. Of course, you're gonna have your Twinkie yellow AMG 6-piston Brembo calipers. And normally you would have carbon ceramic brake rotors on this, but this one has been substituted with the steel rotors. Still two-piece, still well over 15 inches in diameter, cross-drilled, slotted for great ventilation to dissipate the heat. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of the wheels? 20-inch wheel up front, 21-inch wheel out back. Tires up front are 285 on the width, and you have a 40 series sidewall, of course, adaptive suspension, all four corners. But let me know if you're digging the wheel choice with the color of the green hell mango. And this is a two-piece wheel. You could see how the wheel is actually assembled together. And that actually makes for a lighter wheel. A lighter wheel, stronger wheel, less rotating mass. Now, as we come down the side, you'll see the extra aero that they add from the factory, gloss black with the V8 bi-turbo badge, functional side fender vents. Steven's gonna show you those heat extractors I was telling you about up top. And then I hope you like carbon fiber, because somebody dumped a bucket of carbon fiber on this thing. Full carbon fiber roof that's gonna shed about 7 to 8 pounds of weight, lowers your center of gravity. We even have exposed carbon fiber on your mirror caps. And then you'll notice that gloss black side skirt extension extends down, all for aerodynamic functionality. My zonk is I wish that it was carbon fiber. I think for the price point, all the gloss black should be carbon fiber. Now, as we come towards the rear, like I was saying, with these added wheels, they add that nice extra touch. This is a 21-inch wheel, 355 on the width. That's a freaking steamroller. You got a limited slip diff. This is rear-wheel drive, and it has rear-wheel steer. And then as we come around the back, I love the shape. This thing's like the Batmobile. You sit on the rear axles when you're behind the wheel. You have a stationary pedestal, rear wing, carbon fiber. And then, of course, this one has the AMG Rentec Touch, full LED lighting on the taillights. There's that Mercedes badge, the GTR badge, not to be confused with the Nissan GTR. And then as we work our way down the ground level, a freaking diffuser taken right off of their IMSA GTD race cars. Look at the custom exhaust, center outlet exhaust with the AMG badge. It is active valve, so you can make it quieter so that you're stealthy, or you could just let her rip and piss everybody off. Even the way they did the venting in the center of the bumper here, just absolutely phenomenal. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and check out the bi-turbo V8 in this AMG. All right, guys, we got that massive hood popped open. Now, of course, comparing this to the C8 Z06, the whole point of the C8 was Chevrolet felt that they had to move the engine to the middle if they were going to be able to keep competing on the top level of racing out there in IMSA and at Le Mans and everything else. AMG, though, they're keeping it still technically front engine, but most people would call it a front mid-engine, because you can see just how far that engine sits and how low it is in the engine cradle. You can see the bi-turbos underneath that aluminum heat shield, the bracing, and then this one has an Eventuri custom airbox, full carbon fiber. Love the way it's got the plate there by the person that hand assembled that 4-liter bi-turbo V8. Now, stock, this thing has 577 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque. So not as much horsepower as a Z06, a C8 Z06, but more torque. It's got a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. It is a dry sump engine, which means that all of the engine oil doesn't sit in an oil pan. It sits in a separate reservoir and feeds just the right amount of oil to the engine so that you don't have any kind of oil starvation take place when you're going through the twisty bits or you're on your racetrack. Now, to get the extra horsepower with this R version of the AMG GT, they bumped up the boost pressure from 17.4 pounds to 19.6 pounds of boost. 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds flat, quarter mile in 11 seconds at 132 miles per hour. Top speed is 198 miles per hour. MPGs 15 in the city, 22 on the highway, and the vehicle weighs 3,681 pounds. But boy, oh boy, what a thing of beauty. I mean, I feel like I could pull up a lawn chair and have a nice cool drink and just stare at this engine all day long. But you know what? Instead of just looking at it, let's go ahead, fire it up, and hear what this Green Hell Mango AMG GT R sounds like. guys, we are inside this 2020 AMG GT R. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I love front engine performance cars. This thing really is nothing but the business. I don't know if I want to go for it though. How much is it? So this one, it's marked at $139,000. Let's see how it stacks up to the mighty Z06. To the door panels. Love the leather, the Alcantara, and the yellow stitching. The yellow ties in nicely with those Twinkie yellow calipers. We do have the upgraded premium sound system. And then you'll notice on the armrest the addition of the carbon fiber. And then you have the perfect AMG churro tray in that lower door pocket. Now going from the door panel to the dash, look at this. Needle point perfection, both on the glove box up top. You got those nice round aeronautical style AC vents. And then you slide on in, you have basically a 10.25 inch infotainment system screen. The problem is it's not a touchscreen. So I know a lot of people are gonna be upset about that. You're probably putting it in the comments right now. If you use the direct drive control knob, then it actually is not that big of a deal. So you just select vehicle. Now you could go into dynamic select, track pace, all the different settings, really nicely done. I'm gonna go up to dynamic select. And now you can set up all your different configurations, engine data, watch this, boom. Showing the graphics. That's cool for your passenger to see. Look at the way they did the carbon fiber, the aeronautical vents. I love the way it's got a nice like click when you open and close the vents. And then you see this right here, TC, traction control. This has 7 different levels of traction control that you can adjust while you're driving. That is race car technology on your street car. More carbon fiber. I could do without the gloss black, but you have these toggle switches for your AC controls. There's that carbon fiber, open it up, USB-A, 2 cup holders and a 12 volt. You're gonna wanna run a radar detector. Love the way they have for your volume, and then you can make all your adjustments to your aero, to your exhaust, suspension, all by the press. See, you press that, open and close. Blue is close, red is open. This is gonna control that 7-speed DCT. There's your direct drive control knob. On the armrest, you have the AMG badge. Open that up, look at the felt lining. You have 2 USB-As, and you could put your 4 Rolexes in there. Maybe you got a tag and 3 Rolexes, but you could keep them in there and they're not gonna get scratched. And then the seats. Talk about race performance seats, the stitching, the leather, the AMG badge, the bolstering, the yellow seat belts. That's worth an extra 5 horsepower. You do have an electric assist for the passenger, electric assist for the driver, and then you have super soft Alcantara all over this freaking headliner. But why don't you come over here at the business end, I want to show you behind this Formula One inspired steering wheel in this AMG GT R. All right guys, business time behind the wheel. This Granny Smith apple we're sitting in, AMG logo, lights up LED, nice sill plate in the black, pedal box right out of a race car, aluminum brake pedal, throttle. I just want an aluminum dead pedal for Pete's sakes. There's your seat controls, easy to get to. The bolstering is absolutely perfect in here. Look at this. It's gonna hold you in place so nicely. And then the steering wheel, something Lewis Hamilton would have probably helped Mercedes design. You got the leather up top, the Alcantara. Horn button's a little sad. I do have to zonk the horn button, but all the other controls, absolutely perfect. Metal paddles to go up and down that 7-speed DCT, and it is electric tilting and telescoping. And then you got that beautiful 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster with that tachometer in the center, G meter over to the right. But I'm telling you, I feel like I'm sitting on the rear axle. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room in here, and you could even get a helmet on. The other zonk is you have heated seats, no ventilated seats at 139 grand. Ouch. But let's get into the cargo area because I want to go on throttle. All right, guys. What's crazy about this car is even with all the nutty performance, you have some really good usability. And what's nice is that the previous owner put the stock engine cover in here and the other goodies. But what you'll notice is that carbon fiber bracing to stiffen up the front and the fact that you could use this. So if you're the type of person that's like, oh, I want a place to go grocery shopping. That's why I bought a C8 Z06, is because of the storage space. You're still gonna get a lot of good space. This is 10 cubic feet of space. I don't know about a set of golf clubs, but really, let's be honest, who the hell is putting golf clubs in a C8 Z06 Corvette? Get yourself an SUV and just use it for what it is. But I wanna use this for its intended purpose and uses. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's fire up this bi-turbo V8 and go for a little spin. All right, guys, we are inside, locked and loaded into this AMG GT R. What we're gonna do is I wanna show off that launch control. So I'm gonna use the paddles, because I feel very comfortable hitting those metal paddles to go up and down the 7-speed DCT, and we are gonna do launch control. So basically, just like any other car, left foot on the brake, right foot on throttle. On throttle! Here we go! Unbelievable. Unbelievable how this car is when you look at the performance. When you look at the performance, it's just the sound. The whole package is absolutely just melting my frontal lobe. Remember, your frontal lobe, it's all your logic, your judgment, your reasoning. It's all gone out the window with this thing. Ooh, I hear those air intakes. Ooh, you ready? On throw, here we go. Nice. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. This thing is a V8 bi-turbo beast. The arrow just keeps you planted. I just feel like it's the hand of God pushing down on the carbon fiber roof of this thing. You ready? On throw, here we go. On those brakes. Ah, late. Woo! Yeah! Yeah! Nice! God, man, this thing! What I love about it is that having that front mid-engine and sitting on the rear axle, like far back in the car, yeah, I feel exactly how much grip I have at the back of the car. It makes so much sense. So much sense. And like I said, for Chevrolet to take the engine and put it in the middle, I mean, I can't argue with the performance, but there's just something about that engine being up front in front of you and sitting on the rear axle. It just gives you so much great communication. Absolutely nuts. And then the fact that you have that race car technology where you have 7 different levels of traction control. I'm not talking about 7 modes. You got your different modes. I'm talking about 7 different levels of traction control so that you can get the utmost in grip. It's things like that that you can't do in a Z06. You just can't do. And that is what's really great about this car, is the performance. All right, guys, I gotta do it again. First gear, on throttle, here we go. On those brakes. The turning is so crisp, and when you rock it out, it's like you're on a German cruise missile. So stable, so confidence inspiring. It takes you to a different place. It's almost like an out of body experience. Like I'm watching myself looking down, doing all the inputs, and I just feel one with this mean green machine. I'm like the Incredible Hulk. Look at this. Look at the grip. And the sounds. You want an EV? Go get a damn EV. I don't care. This is where it's at. Where's my towel? Oh my God. This thing is just unbelievable. It's just the steering is so direct. The amount of grip is just stupid. It's just stupid how much grip there is. I mean, it just, it takes it to this level. Like, it feels like an IMSA GTD race car. Z06, listen, I'm not gonna argue about the performance of a Z06. It's high performance, the sound is orgasmic. I mean, it's the whole thing. But there's just something about this AMG GT R. It's like alphabet soup never tasted so good. On throttle! Look at this, holds the line so well, so well. I love how the gear indicator is smack dab in the center of that tack. The torque is so linear with the bi-turbo setup. The reason why it's not called a twin turbo, or I'm not saying twin turbo, is because how a bi-turbo setup works is that one turbo spools up, then the other one kicks in. It cuts down on boost lag. That's why they have it set up like that. Unbelievable. Steering wheel feels great in my hands. I never want to let it go. I think I'm gonna have to take the steering wheel with me. Or just take the whole car, I guess. But I think Lori will kill me if I come home in this incredible Hulk of a car. It's just stupid. It's just stupid how fast this thing is, how buttoned up it feels. It's so planted. It makes you look damn good. If you know what you're doing, it's gonna make you even look better. But we need to get back to Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete before I get myself into some very big trouble. So I will see you in a mean green second. All right, guys. It's been another mind-blowing kind of day with this AMG GT R. Definitely want to thank Miro and the rest of the crew getting us access to this supreme performance machine. But let me know what you think. Is this one of the greatest performance cars of all time? And is it one that you would want to have over a C8 Z06? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. I'll come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rides family. Got to give it up to Stephen Flood. This was his first time filming an AMG GTR, and he definitely was salivating all the way through. We'll get you a towel, Stephen, to dry up all that drool. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.